Good day, everyone. Today, we will be discussing our research study titled A Quantitative Investigation of Financial Literacy Among Grade 12 Students at Cordova National High School Preparing for College and Beyond. This presentation explores the financial literacy of grade 12 students at Cordova National High School, examining their financial behaviors, knowledge sources, and financial preparedness for managing money beyond high school. The findings will provide insights to improve financial education initiatives. So let's now proceed to the rationale of the study, specifically the introduction of the study. Financial literacy is crucial for young Filipinos, yet only 2% demonstrate adequate skills of financial literacy. That is according to Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas or BSP. BSP. This is the Financial Inclusion Survey back when 2021. This study assesses senior high school students' preparedness as they transition into college and financial independence. With that survey, with that data, we can see that there is really a problem among young Filipinos. But here in our population, which is the grade 12 students of Cordova National High School, we can see that there is really a problem that is according to a preliminary survey that the researcher conducted. A survey of 100 grade 12 students revealed that 50% do not have savings account and 24% feel unprepared to manage their finances in college. This data that we've gathered is an evident that there is a lacking of financial literacy in the specific respondent, which is the grade 12 students of Cordova National High School. 46% save daily, 21% never saves at all. Even if there is a 46% savings, 46% of the population are saving, there is 21% that never save that we need to address. With this data from the national down from the researcher, we can conclude that there is a problem in terms of financial literacy among grade 12 students. So let's go to the statement of the problem. This research is a quantitative study designed to analyze the financial literacy of grade 12 students at Cordova National High School. We have two specific areas to inquire. First is the age distribution. How does age distribution of students relate to their financial literacy level? Second is the overall financial literacy. We would talk about the spending habits, saving habits, and financial knowledge of the grade 12 students at Cordova National High School. So now, we have here our hypothesis. We use alternative hypothesis, which we hypothesize that the grade 12 students at Cordova National High School have inadequate financial literacy. We believe this inadequacy is due to limited financial education from school programs, resulting in gaps in budgeting, saving, and spending behaviors. The researcher believe that there is a lack of financial literacy. That is according to the study back from the rationale that majority of the students get their financial literacy knowledge from their parents. But here, we hypothesize that there is a lack of it because there is no programs, there is no curriculum of having a financial literacy in the schools. So, let's proceed to the conceptual framework. We use the IPO model or the input process output model to illustrate the key variables affecting financial literacy. First is the input. We would be knowing the demographic factors of the research respondents, the financial knowledge behavior, the financial knowledge sources, and the financial preparedness of the students, of the grade 12 students. The process is we would be conducting a survey distribution. We would collect we would collect data and analyze it. And next is we would compare the of financial literacy data of the national to our data. So the output would be knowing the financial literacy levels of grade 12 students and what factors affects them and how we can or what we can recommend to the grade 12 students of Cordova National High School. So, the significance of the study are the following. The grade 12 students, the parents of grade 12 students, the teachers of the Cordova National High School. So, our research is important to them because it will improve, especially the grade 12 students, their financial management skills, avoid financial traps, and prepare for a secure financial future. For the parents, it highlights their role in shaping financial behaviors. It would have them a right knowledge on how they would teach their children or the Filipino young adults about financial literacy. And for the teachers, it offers insight to improve financial literacy education in schools. Plus, the teachers can be able to influence others, especially the higher education level, to know that there is really a problem in this. In the grade 12 students at Cordova National High School. So that is the significance of the study. So the scope and the limitation. The scope are all grade 12 students at Cordova National High School. In the delimitation part, we the researcher excluded ourselves as the respondents of this research because we are from Cordova National High School. So we exclude ourselves to avoid bias. So the limitation of this study are the following. These study findings may not be fully generalizable to other schools and population, since that it focuses only on grade 12 students at Cordova National High School. This study is not for others, but only for the Cordova National High School. Second is the data is based on self-reported survey, which may be subject to response bias. So, when we conducted our survey, they don't know what the question is. They need to answer it based on their knowledge, based on their what already they know about financial literacy. Third is that we did not assess external factors like family influence and socioeconomic background, since that the study only focuses on their financial preparedness, their financial knowledge. What is really their knowledge about financial? their savings habit, their and many more. So lastly is that this study time frame limits understanding of long-term changes in students' financial literacy. So this study is only for this generation, for the grade 12 students, since that it is not, it is not for long-term study, since that the grade 12, there are changes, there are morally changes that will happen. It will only focuses. Stop tayo bumukuan. So 1, 2, 3. So let's proceed to the limitation of the study. This is the limitation of the study. First, it says this study findings may not be fully generalizable to other schools and population, since that it only focuses on the grade 12 students at Cordova National High School. This study is intended only for the grade 12 students at Cordova National High School. There is no other than. Second is the data is based on self-reported surveys, which may be subjected to response bias. So, on what we've conducted our research our survey based on their financial knowledge. We don't discuss anything, but only based on their financial knowledge. Next is that we did not assess external factors like family influence and socioeconomic background. Since that we are only focuses on their financial knowledge, how they will be able to, if they have a saving habits, spending habits, and financial preparedness. Lastly is that this study time frame limits understanding of long-term changes in student financial literacy. So this study is not it is not a long-term study. It only focuses on this generation, since that there are a lot of changes will be happen soon. So that is our limitation of this study. So now, let's proceed to the chapter 2, which is the review of related literature and study. So, here is the general related literature and study in our research. Chapter 2 begins with a review of general concepts of financial literacy, drawing upon foundational research by Lusardi and Mitchell 2014 on its economic significance, and Atkinson's and Messi 2012 framework for measuring financial literacy. This establishes a broad understanding before focusing on the Philippine context with Somsho's 2019. So with study of Lusardi and Mitchell, Atkinson and Messi is for general. This chapter incorporates that a framework for measuring financial literacy, providing a structured approach to assess various aspects of financial knowledge, skills, and attitude. That is according to Atkinson and Messi 2012. So let's proceed to Somsho's 2019 study of Bacolod City senior high school students. So the chapter analyzes Somsho's 2019 study on Bacolod City senior high school students' financial literacy, providing insights into the financial literacy landscape of Filipino youth. For the specific study, the review then delves into specific factors influencing financial literacy, examining the relationship between financial literacy and spending habits as explored by Pondang et al. 2024. This is very recent. This is all about the relationship. It's a correlational study, the relationship between the financial literacy and the relationship of spending habits, and the role of parental influence highlighted by Gabay 2024, which highlighting the significant role of parental influence in shaping children's financial attitude and behavior. Lastly is that the Jaraya Raman and Bonatan 2018. Finally, this research on financial literacy across cultures is briefly touched upon, though the citation of Erner et al. Is incomplete. Oh my god. So, cross-cultural research by Erner et al. Briefly discusses research on financial literacy across cultures, different cultures of the people in their country.
So now let's proceed to chapter 3, which is the research design and methodology. So this study employs a quantitative research design, which focuses on collecting data, analyzing numerical data, and especially it follows a descriptive survey method, aiming to assess the financial literacy of grade 12 students of Cordova National High School. By using this approach, the study seeks to quantify students' knowledge behaviors of budgeting and saving and spending. So the descriptive nature of this research allows for an objective analysis of trends, patterns, and correlations within the student and population. We gather the data. It will help determine the level of financial literacy among students and identify areas where improvements are needed. Population and sample. The study population consists of all 522 students enrolled at Cordova National High School. However, due to time and resource constraints, the research utilizes purposive sampling, selecting 100 students as respondents. Purposive sampling is a non-random sampling technique where participants are selected based on specific criteria. In this case, students are chosen based on their willingness to participate, their relevance of the study. This ensures that the selected sample accurately represents the financial literacy of the broader student population. By using a sample size of 100 students, study aims to gather sufficient data for meaningful statistical analysis while maintaining manageability in terms of data collection and interpretation. Research instrument. A structured questionnaire was designed to assess spending habits, saving habits, and financial knowledge. To collect data, the study employs a structured questionnaire as its primary research instrument. The questionnaire was carefully designed to assess 3 key components of financial literacy, which is the spending habits, saving habits, and the financial knowledge. So, this by Losardi and Mitchell 2014 and Atkinson and Messi 2012. So, in the statistical treatment of data, we have frequency and percentage distribution, the mean, and the standard deviation. So, what is statistical treatment of data? It is to ensure accurate analysis and interpretation of the collected data of the study and employs the statistical. So, the standard deviation. The standard deviation is computed to measure the variability of dispersion of responses of each item in the questionnaire. This helps determine how consistently students answer the survey questions. So in the frequency and percentage distribution, the frequency and percentage distribution method is used to analyze the demographic profile of the respondents of the responses to each questionnaire items. Mean, computed to analyze the responses on spending, saving habits, and financial knowledge, providing an overall measure of financial literacy.
Okay, so let's proceed to chapter 4, which is the results and discussion. So we have spending habits of grade 12 students. So we have three main points, which is the tracking spending, long-term impact, and impulsive purchases. Spending habits of grade 12 students tracking spending. 40% sometimes track spending, 35% often track it, and 21 rarely or never monitor expenses. A long-term impact, 33% sometimes consider the long-term financial impact before making purchases, while 31% often do. Impulsive purchases and considerable portion of students may not have a structured approach to financial management. The spending habits of grade 12 students reveal that a significant number engage in tracking their expenses with 40% sometimes and 35 often monitoring their spending. However, 21% rarely or never track their expenses, indicating a lack of structured financial management. Additionally, while 33% sometimes and 31% often consider the long-term financial impact of their purchases, many students still exhibit impulsive buying behaviors and spending habits of grade 12 students. So, tracking spending. 40% sometimes track spending, 35% often track it, and 21% rarely or never monitor expenses. The long term is 30%, 33% sometimes consider the long-term financial impact before making purchases, while 31% impulsive purchases. A considerable portion of students may not have a structured approach to financial management. A notable portion of a student does not have a structured approach of managing their finances, leading to impulsive purchasing behaviors. This suggests a need for improved financial literacy and budgeting skills among this demographic. Conclusion. The data indicates that while some students are aware of the importance of tracking their spending and considering long-term impacts, a significant number still engage in impulsive buying, highlighting the necessity of enhanced financial education and management strategies. So let's go to savings habits of grade 12.
Start.
Saving habits of grade 12 students. So, we have saving accounts, saving frequency, and prioritization. Saving habits of grade 12 students. To savings account, 54% of students do not have savings account, indicating a lack of financial preparedness. Saving frequency, 42% sometimes save, while 34% rarely or never save, highlighting an inconsistent saving habits. Prioritization. Only 7% of students always save, indicating the most do not prioritize saving as a financial goal. This report examined the saving habits of grade 12 students, focusing on their access to saving accounts, frequency of saving, and prioritization of saving as a financial goal. The findings reveal significant trends that indicate a lack of financial preparedness among the demographic. Savings account ownership. A concerning 54% of grade 12 students do not have a savings account. These statistics suggest a substantial portion of students may lack of necessary tools and resources to manage their finances effectively. Without a savings account, students may miss out on opportunities to learn about interest, accumulation, budgeting, and the importance of saving for future needs. Savings frequency. The frequency with which students save money is also telling. Only 42% of students report that they sometimes save, while 34% indicate that they never save, rarely or never save. This is inconsistency in saving habits points to a potential lack of financial literacy and awareness of the benefits of saving. The data suggests that many students may not have established a routine or habit of saving, which is crucial for building financial security. Prioritization of saving. perhaps most alarming is the finding that only 7% of students always save. This low percentage indicates that saving is not a priority for the majority of students. The lack of prioritization may stem from various factors, including limited financial education, immediate spending needs, or a lack of understanding of the long-term benefits of saving. So let's go to financial knowledge of grade 12 students. Knowledge of grade 12 students do compound interest. 48% of students correctly identified compound interest, while 52% did not. Bank statements, 54% reported understanding how to read the personal bank statement, while 46% struggle. When reporting on the knowledge of grade 12 students regarding financial concepts such as compound interest and bank statements, it's important to present the data clearly and concisely. So, report on financial literacy among grade 12 students. These reports summarize. So, the percentage of students who correctly identify the compound interest is 48%, while the students percentage. So, percentage of students who correctly identified compound interest is 48%, while the percentage of students who did not identify compound interest is 52%. Nearly half of the students, 48%, demonstrated an understanding of compound interest, which is a fundamental concept in personal finance. However, a significant portion, 52%, lacks this knowledge, indicating a need for improved financial education in this area. Understanding of compound interest. Percentage of students who correctly identified compound interest is 48%, and while the percentage of students who did not identify compound interest is 52%. Nearly half of the students, 48%, demonstrated an understanding of compound interest, which is a fundamental concept in a personal finance. However, a significant portion, 52%, lack this knowledge, indicating a need for improved financial education in this area. So, ability to read bank statement. Percentage of students who reported understanding bank statement is 54%, while the percentage of students who struggled with bank statement is 46%. A slight majority, 54% of students feel confident in their ability to read and understand personal bank statement. However, 46% of students reported difficulties, suggesting that many may not fully ability to read the personal bank statement. Percentage of students who reported understanding bank statement is 54%, while the percentage of students who struggled with bank statement is 46%. A slight majority, 54% of students feel confident in their ability to read and understand personal bank statement. However, 46% of students reported difficulties, suggesting that many may not fully grasp how to manage their finances effectively.
Go. And let's tackle about the chapter 5, which is summary of findings and conclusion. Our key findings: substantial numbers of students lack essential financial literacy skills in tracking spending, saving regularly, and understanding financial concepts. Our research has revealed that a significant number of students lack essential financial literacy skills. Specifically, many students struggle with tracking their spendings, saving money regularly, and understanding fundamental financial concepts. This gap in knowledge can hinder their ability to make informed financial literacy, both decisions and for the future. And the impact to the student: without proper financial literacy, students may face financial difficulties in adulthood, including poor budgeting and adequate in savings. The lack of financial literacy among students can lead serious consequences in their adulthood. Without the ability to get budget effectively and save adequately, individuals may encounter various financial problems. These challenges may manifest as the overwhelming debt, insufficiency of savings for emergencies or retirement, and overall ability to manage their finances responsibly. This can ultimately affect their quality of life and financial stability. So in this research, they need to understand the financial literacy and to know what is the impact of it for their future. As for the urgent need, there is an urgent need for targeted financial education programs to address these gaps and prepare students for financial independence. Given the findings and potential impacts, there is an urgent need for targeted financial education programs. These programs should be designed to address the specific gaps in financial knowledge and skills among students. By implementing comprehensive financial literacy education, we can better prepare students for financial independence, equipping them with tools they need and navigate their financial futures successfully to build them a better future. Recommendations for improving financial literacy. First, the curriculum integration. Incorporate financial literacy lessons into the curriculum. We propose to integrate the financial literacy lessons to the existing curriculum. This means that subjects will include specific lessons on financial management, such as budgeting, savings, and understanding financial concepts. By embedding these lessons into the regular school subjects, students will have opportunity to learn essential financial skills in a structured and consistent manner. Practical workshops. Conduct hands-on workshops on tracking expenses and managing their savings. We recommend conducting hands-on workshops that focus on practical skills like tracking expenses and managing savings. This workshop will provide students with real-life scenarios and tools to help them understand how to monitor their spending and develop effectively saving strategies. By engaging in interactive activities, students will gain valuable experiences that reinforce their learnings and prepares for the world with financial situation. Saving habits. Encourage saving habits through student-friendly programs. To promote Go financial habits, we suggest implementing student-friendly programs that encourage saving. These programs could include incentives for savings such as reward for reaching savings goals or competition that motivates students to save money by fostering the culture of saving among students. We can develop reaching lifelong habits that contribute to their financial well-being. It could also help them for their future finances